Welcome back, best of the best practitioners of light and love, the most ethical, who reciprocate their very best equally and always. Angels of light and love, I welcome you in to direct and protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, my work, and that of our children's. I'm going to call upon my ancestors in full. Who else? Ascended masters of the highest wisdom for our highest good. In love and light, and star families of the like, elementals of the like. I'm going to give open range to my ancestors of this in past lives. I wasn't going to do a reading, but then there's some kind of, I don't even know if I want to call it a haze, and I could give a shit if anybody doesn't understand this, but I have a feeling that a good ratio will, that are deep into their journey. So there's some big items that I need to cross off the list, and I know where I'm at is very purposeful in its learnings of gaining clarity. I do understand that there is a partial realm, that there's a realm that is very partial to me in offering a certain degree of protection. However, if one is to encourage, is to show an exhibition of love in its highest integrity, it will not stand in the way of its learnings. So it will those who are seeking to gesture in that manner will enable one to succeed through their own learnings, given the nature of intimacy within the curriculum. So, with that, there are some things that I am needing to approach independently, maybe with a second pair of eyes, being shadowed, monitored, what do you call it? Chaperoned, almost. So I can't be mad at that. I don't feel like there's any foul experimentations going on with my true supporters and sponsors. But I do have to, this happening, certain happenings that have unfolded in the recent past have cycled through my brain at least twice now within the past hour, which leads me to believe that I should be sharing this with you. And I don't even know how to describe it, but I'm sharing this with you in order for you to better understand your realm as well, given the capabilities and the misdeeds of others. So, at my last job, I told you about the person that I reported to. I didn't tell you all of the activities, but being that Spirit gave me the go-ahead to talk about my own personal experiences, things that were inflicted upon me, that I have full rights to disclose certain happenings. And I don't even know where to start. It was just a continuous thing. But I do recall, I guess this is where I'm going to start it off, even though it wasn't the beginning of it all. How I talked about dress code, right? And that, I think, because I just migrated one of the videos from here to YouTube, and it had some mentionings of being thrown under the bus primarily through not obeying the dress code. And being that my ex-boss weaseled his way out of very important conversations and topics that he knew that needed discussion. One of them pertained to the dress code. And what I wore, I mean, I fluctuated with whatever I wore. But I held myself well put. And so I noticed, I had lots of questions because I noticed that my body was operated differently the more that I worked there, the more that I was around him. In fact, he, catfished me into, like, the job description was much more enhanced, involving other people to support. And so I guess that's probably, I don't know, where it started. No, it's not even where it started, but I realized that in hindsight that he did that. Because when I actually started doing the work and got signed on, I ended up just supporting him. And I think he did like a bait and switch with the job description on who I would be supporting, because he didn't want me to be scared of where I was, what the situation might look like, that it wasn't for personal interests. And it slowly unfolded from there, because my workstation, within the next, time I set foot there, he told me it was going to be in his office, that I was going to share his office space. And he said, we're not going to be like annexed together or whatever, but I was in a corner that was like right in front of his desk. And he would, I don't know why, like, it was weird. Like, he said, like, during that first week, he kept telling me, like, just out of nowhere, like, I swear I'm not staring at you. And I wasn't, like, he would just say that, like, out of nowhere. And he would sit behind his computer and he's like, see, look, the monitor is perfect. It covers you completely. And just like all of these things that were just kind of strange to me. And I was like, don't worry about it. Like, it's like, I'm within view. It's, it's like a technical thing. Like, I didn't think anything of it. That it was strange. And then, with the whole freedom of, like, expression in the way you dress and the way, like, each individual is over there, I varied up whatever I wore. And he came to encourage that, and I guess I was just trying to understand the energies on what was happening, because it was more than just like my own, situation there. There was something going on behind the scenes. There was something else that was beyond me. And so he encouraged whatever it is that I was wearing until he realized, like, it was like one thing after the other, that when others found me to be more attractive, and I gained independence and understanding of my job, so I didn't have to come to him every single time. I realized he hired me just to give him attention. Like, he wanted me to come to him for everything. I have like 20 years of experience, at least 10 with shipping stuff. And he wanted me to go to him to proofread shipping stuff. It was crazy to me. Like, I didn't understand that until like after. And that's how like spell work is also being done, because it didn't make sense to me, but I was just like, okay, whatever, it's but then he didn't like that part. And then he didn't like the part where, you know, the largest investor and previous CEO, you know, was fond of me, even like fully, like with like no skin showing. And I guess that's when he got even more upset, because he noticed within that atmosphere that I was still attractive to everybody else over there, even like wearing like basically a uniform. And that and it wasn't just that I was likable, but that I also had the respect of other people there. And he just, I guess he couldn't get over like all of this, like this huge combo of particular offenses to him. And so he would tell me, like, once he realized that, like, I think a little bit before I went to uniform mode working back in the warehouse, that he's like, you should wear pants, like, you should wear, like, he was, like, rubbing his legs, you know, like that. And I said, well, because I couldn't have a conversation, he dodged so many conversations, I couldn't, I told him that it was just uncomfortable for me to wear pants, like Dickies or jeans or whatever. And I just kind of left it at that, because I realized, like, how do I say it? And that was the truth. That was 100% the truth, because there was some spiritual stuff going on where, like, my body was like, it was like I was like sexually active or something, and I wasn't. I don't understand. Like, remember that one day job that I told you about, where it was like somebody just like came inside me, and it was kind of like that. Every time I would kind of like use the bathroom, and I used that, like I would go pee there, like a lot, just because I was trying to hydrate myself to like go back to the gym, etc. But it was like, I didn't understand it. I guess I was trying to understand where it was coming from, or like if that was intentional, or if just somebody like had very strong gifts and they didn't realize how much it was affecting me. Like, maybe I'm just very receptive to certain energies. I mean, a few days ago I had like this huge stomach ache. Like, actually there were a couple of days where I had, you know, stomach disturbance, and I don't get that. Like, it's not me. And even though like I try to refuse it, and which is the same thing also with that whole like sexual energy, it wasn't like I was stimulated. It was just, I don't know, it was like a different dimension, like hugely interlaid with the current. So like I would have to like clean up after, like every time, even though there was no activity to my knowledge. So I didn't quite understand it. And when I realized it might pertain to him, I kept like mentally telling him, like, you can't do this, you have to stop this, like you can't be like this. Like, okay, so maybe I'm, you know, like, this is really weird to me telling you this, like, I don't, but I'm sure it goes on with other people that are highly receptive. I don't know, but like it was as though like he always enjoyed it, always like made him happier, like pleased, when I would have to beg him in my head, when I would have to like go to him to like check some things, like follow through with like the instructions to check in with him with everything. And there's more to it than that goes beyond me, but you know, those things will unfold accordingly, okay? But for me, I don't so I would have to like clean up to the point where like I would have to change. It was getting to the point where I would have to change, like bring a backup underwear like with me in my car, just like so it wouldn't go through like completely all of my clothes. And if I wore pants, it would definitely go through them. So like and anytime like I would have to get up, I would have to check if like there was like a spot there, just because it was happening so frequently. And I didn't know who was really 100% coming from, or like, I was trying to figure all of that out. So, I don't know, and then I started recently getting, like, I told you, like, some crazy stuff on my feed, like, electronically, and a lot of it had to do with, like, hookers and, like, strolling the streets, like, city streets. And there was this one, like, the guy that does it, like, he says that, like, sometimes you can get discounts, which is anywhere from, like, $8 to, like, $20 for sex or a BJ. And that's, like, on a norm. Like, there's so many, like, a dime a dozen out there. And it's, like, I realized what I got paid over there. Like, I was trying to figure out who did that feed come from, and it was him, because I realized there he asked me what like my bare minimum was, and he said that he would match that, if not go a little bit over that. So being that I was getting paid $25 an hour there, which was still a pay cut from what I used to get paid, like a huge pay cut, like when I think about it, so it's $25 an hour, okay? So that would be like, I can't even think of it, like, $5 for every like 10 minutes. You know, that's like, you know how crazy that is? That's like 50% off of like, what do you call it? Like a sex, you know, doing like sex phone work or whatever. Or how they say like it's $1 per minute or whatever. And so it's like, wow, that's how he was trying to like subconsciously get to me on like such a deep level. That's insanely crude, and it's worse than crude. You know what I mean? Like I was too busy trying to figure out the energies and what it like all meant, and if I was, I don't know, I was just trying to like, so now I know. I mean, it's part of the learning process too. Now I know that it does, like Spirit saying, like, you shouldn't have to discern through things that are an obvious violation to your presence. Like yesterday, a customer came up and asked me what these were. Like, oh, what are these jewels? And she reached out her hands. And of course it was an old lady, because they're all freaking greedy with, you know, trying to get youthful energy. And so she tried to bind her essence, or trying to like get some of mine, on my manifestation hand. I had them both or whatever, but she went for this hand, like completely. And so she made contact, but then I withheld. And then I said, oh, it's just this. And then she reached out again. I said, yeah, they're for protection. And then she tried to get all up in my energy again. But, so, like, you don't have to, for me, like, I'm just trying to understand, like, where people are coming from, or what the relation is. I'm just trying to figure it out. And Spirit's like, you don't even need to go there. When people get to that point, when there's an automatic violation, you have to completely referee yourself out of there. Like, that's not only is it not cool, it's like you don't even need to understand the psychology behind it. Just get yourself out of that. And so now I know. I guess I learned hard lessons, right? But now I know if I ever get that again, that I just need to take myself out of the situation, whatever it is, and like immediately, no compromising. And you just leave that behind. So if I experience that at all, any of that stuff at this job, then I'm supposed to do that. And I just told you, I did by this person that sat right next to me, and I didn't, like, he's, I guess very well known there. He's not like one of like the head people, but like he's older, and I just, I don't know. I don't know why, like, it hasn't happened since then, and he's kept his distance since I said something about it. Like, he's avoiding me right now. And that's good. Like, I'm happy with that. Because I can cause severe damage as far as, like, divulging who he is. But at the same time, being told that I should not put up with that at all. Like, there's zero tolerance for people to invade my energy like that. I don't know. Does that mean that I'm going to be constantly packing up and moving every time somebody, you know, tries to get that close to me? Like, without any, I don't know. Like, what does that mean? Like, Spirit, am I, like, jumping the gun on this? Or is there some kind of lenience? Like, basically the first strike is the third strike or second strike? Like, where are we at with this? Like, just tell me, like, what's up. I'll drop this if that's correct. And then, like, it's fine. Like, there's many fast food jobs. There's, you know, like, there's other things that can pay the bills. Because partially the reason why I applied to this particular job was because it set a range. And I wasn't thinking that I was going to get the bare minimum of the range. But I needed to transition out because that guy left me completely, like, assed out. Seriously. He kept reassuring me that all that was needed for me to keep my job was just to show up and, like, and do your job. And I did. And he still dropped me, like, knowing that I didn't, like, that was awful. That was really awful. So, like, I know that there's no redemption when it comes to him in particular. There's absolutely, like, zero way that I'm going to accept him back. There's nothing that can fix all of the things that he did to, like, sabotage me. Calling my rep and throwing me under the bus. And, like, he also paired up with, like, other henchmen, other women that I got, like, oh God, I'm not even going to say all the things that are tied to the rest of this stuff, but there's so much more. So, let's see here. Like, with as much as, like, all of that happened, I can say that this other job that I was getting paid, like, very, like, pretty well at, late last year, that when I had left, or it was, like, I guess a mutual thing because of a broken contract. He never did that to me. Like, he did other things, but he didn't do that to me. And he had a shit ton more money than this guy. So, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. So, what do you want to tell me, Spirit? Can you shed some insight? Oh my gosh. A Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So, You set the tone, Tina. Like, you're the teacher. You set the precedence as far as, like, the example. You're not going to be made an example of, but you are certainly going to set the example for others on how, you know, things should roll. And that obviously was not rolling just, no. So being that this was, like, in lab, and this was the doing side, okay? Still the doing side, but, like, in lab. This is the most active card, but this is, like, being served, okay? It's almost like the Tower moment, where others are seeking, like, what do you call it? Like, very apologetic, seeking mercy. And this is, like, I'm the Tower moment right there. Spirit just, like, served others with me, like, psh, there you go, there you have it. That's what kind of bullshit energy you're dealing with there, and you gotta, like, do something about it, or you're gonna lose good people like Tina. So here Spirit's saying, like, what do you want to do with your time and energy? What's worth it? Are you gonna let people, like, are you gonna let shit slide so that, you know, it's on the record? Judgment in reverse. Yeah, so karma's coming, babies. All right, so what do you want to say about that, Spirit? Okay, the Sun card pronounced on the recipient side, shining the light on the truth on what's happening. So I know that I'm not the only person that can read energy wherever I'm at. I know that wherever I am, there's going to be some gifted people sprinkled in, some people who are gifted and practicing within their gifts. So the light will be shown, and I don't have to, like, I just have to turn on the flashlight. I just have to turn on the switch, and people are going to see for themselves what's going on and where the cords are, like, how the cords are tied. So, like, you know, not to get caught up within the aesthetics and the proper, like, they're saying that I'm being too nice, basically. Like, I should not handicap the dishing out of karma based on what a person's, like, stat is. I should be equally upset as though it was the same kind of energy that my ex-boss gave to me. And even though that person might ruin it for the people that are trying to, like, help save the day and protect me and offer shelter and some kind of, like, funds for, like, it's like a shelter in place, but, and also funds to help pay for certain bills. Like, they got to do something about that energy. Otherwise, they're saying, Spirit's saying, like, then they condone that. They're saying that that's also okay. And you can't do that, Tina. Like, you're the fucking sun. On the recipient side, like, self-regenerating, and, like, okay, 2 of Swords facing the Death card. So, there's somebody's going to be let go. There's something like a blocking off, like, some people see this as an indecision card, where, like, you're kind of blocked off your visuals or whatever, but I think the indecisiveness is only temporary, because, like, you need to regain your senses and amplify your feelers on what you can't see, like, visually, aesthetically speaking. You need to look beneath the surface and, like, really understand the energy behind it, and what that means for the greater scheme. So there's some kind of death that's going to occur from this. Okay, what's beneath both? Okay, well, what's beneath death? The World card in reverse. To finish cycles. So, like, because if it's happened to me, then it's happened to others. And although it's hard for me to believe under, like, the facade, like the face of the person that did this, at my current job, like, and even though he's staying completely, like, he's trying to avoid me, I don't know, King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So, I'm going to lay down death. That's for sure. And on the Two of Swords. I'm not clear on the Two of Swords. Can you clarify this for me, Spirit? I think I'm not supposed to see what's going to occur as far as what's happening behind the scenes. I'm not supposed to see everything that's going on. It is the Five of Pentacles in reverse on the recipient side. So, So, this death thing is not whether I step out or whether they let go of this person or deduct from him, like, as far as his stature, his credibility. The Tower moment in reverse, yeah. There's going to be a cleaning up. There's going to be a purging, basically, that's happening. Yeah. And they're going to energetically read and put their feelers out on what they need to do. Because if they avoid it on the first phase of, like, recalibrating internally, if they miss it the first time, they can get at it a second time, but it's like double the work, and then you're going to have to go through, like, this series of learning. So you can either deal with it straight up, like, for real, or you can, have to go through the same, like, toils. But for me, they're saying it's only made to understand my worth. If others don't recognize it, if my so-called protectors and supporters don't recognize it, what my needs are, like, not my wants, but what my true needs are, and if they're not in support of that, then they don't really comprehend my worth. And then so I must honor my worth and move on to someplace else. I was just getting the hang of things. Ace of Swords in reverse. So are you saying that we pin that down, or there's wisdom to be had here, Spirit? Are you saying instead of picking up your wand, pick up your sword? What is it, Tina? I mean, Spirit. Okay, 10 of Pentacles inverted. Yeah, they're saying know your worth. You're absolutely, like, you don't belong with anyone who's going to penny pinch you or lowball you or, like, undermine your credibility, Tina. Like, doesn't matter how long they've known you and under what conditions, you are absolutely the 10 of Pentacles. Like, you and you alone can stand strong. Like, this is for you to know your worth, Tina. Whatever it takes, you're going to honor that. Alright, so, okay. What's the, oh, it's the Two of Cups. It's slid on top of there. Two of Cups. Lion, the Leo energy. There's two swans, so I've got to think that this is Two of Cups. I mean, there's union right there. So there's something about harmony. Like, I think people, I mean, from what this vibe gives me, it's telling me that they're going to show up for me. My true supporters are going to, like, they're not going to let this one slide. They're going to come in for me and they're going to value me accordingly. But I don't know, I did my reading earlier this morning and it said something about, like, there's not much that they can do at this time for me, that, like, I'm just too new or something like that, especially with everything else that's going on behind the scenes. But I think with divulging this stuff and knowing the backdrop of, like, my canvas, they might shift gears a bit. 3 of Wands in reverse. So I'll get what I want. I mean, I don't know if it's not so straight. Life is not so straightforward. So it's not going to say that they're going to deliver, like, But it does say that. I think the bottom line is whether or not they deliver, I'm always going to be delivered. There's always going to be a route for me to be freed, like to, what do you call it? The ship is here. Like, the precious cargo is here. The eagle has landed. It's here, Tina. So whatever source is being provided through, like, hopefully it's this, but, you know, I'm not 100% sure. Like, the bottom line is you'll get not just what's coming to you, but you'll get truly what's fit for you, following the 10 of Pentacles inverted and the 2 of this. Like, that's 10 of Pentacles pocketed. That's not, like, how do I say it? It's not pocketed, it's not external, it's me. Like, it's inverted. Following the 2 of Cups, like, for sure. Yeah, the decision has been made, so there's going to be a cleaning up. Tower moment in reverse. It's their only choice, really. Like, Doctor Strange. I mean, the only right choice anyway, the only ethical one. I don't know. Like, I learned to release expectations of others so that it doesn't hurt me anymore. Like, people are going to do what they're going to do. And I already see the patterning of what has gone on before. But like, I just kind of want to, like, surrender that. Like, what does that tell me? It tells me certain things, but it doesn't feel like it gives me reassurance to, I don't know. So I'm just going to go a different route within my understanding of all of this, and just release the expectations and just know that I just know that I'm not supposed to put up with that. Like, I'm not. Even if it's just like a one-off, like a one-time thing, I'm not supposed to. Like, there are certain things that you just, like, you're not supposed to compromise. There's certain things that you can't just, like, say, like, oh, boys will be boys, or it was just a mistake, or, you know, like, you can't, like, oops, my bad. You know, there are certain offenses where they've escalated. They've been taken to a level of escalation that you cannot ignore, that you cannot just be like, oh, okay. Like, I'm supposed to learn from, you know, my lessons, like what I've been shown. So, King of Swords. This is the doing side. We have a butterfly right there. Transformation. Very transformative energy. This is the second one that fell flat, served on my right side, upright. So we get the 2 over here. Yeah, this is a blending. This is definitely setting the tone and being very certain of it. The Devil card. Five of Wands in reverse. Temperance. You know, this is almost like, it's kind of like the feeling of, like, you just washed a pan and you put it over the stove, like, under high heat, and it's like, it goes, you know, it's kind of like that. I first got, like, quenching a thirst that's, like, very parched, but then this is something that's, like, very, having the Devil separated by Temperance. I mean, the Devil and Temperance separated by the 5 of Wands in reverse. It's like, it's that vibe, that feeling of, like a Singe almost, but it's like muting it. How do I say it? This is, what do you call it? The, not the confrontation. It's mediation, but it's, almost like refereeing. It's almost like, I don't know. It's getting in between it. Like it's, yeah, kind of like, I forget the word for it. Like, break it up, break it up. Interdependence, balancing out, manifestation, calm, deconstruction. So there's like a laying off. This is a huge journey, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I know my pattern is that I have to move from, I don't know. Let's get another deck, okay? Temperance. Cut to the Devil card again. Great. Okay. People don't tend to really appreciate me until after they've lost me. So, is there anything else you want to say, Spirit? Because this got a little heavy. And, I don't know. Okay, that didn't want to go through. The Hierophant in reverse and Two of Pentacles. There's still ego in play, like kind of a one-up kind of thing. What this tells me is that they're going to try, they're going to try to go a different route on this. Because whoever did this to me at this current job, he actually does hold high stature, holds like a high ground, like a high rank undercover somehow. He's just known to warrant that kind of respect from others somehow, but it's dark energy. They're going to try to balance it out with him. So let me plug in my phone because it's at 10% now. Okay. And that interview that I went to, that was for an hour. I found out after, while trying to do like a follow-up, like thank you note to get ready for Monday, now it being a Friday, and they said that they were going to have a decision this week for this immediate position. I found out that our this ex-girlfriend works there, and she also got jealous of me somehow. She had some kind of insecurities because I think it rooted from him not wanting to marry her. Dude. I don't know, dude. People are always trying to find a reason, like the closest thing to point at. And it's like, I had nothing to do with that. So, I don't know. Like, I am so ready and willing to just like pretend like I don't know her, or just get this job done so I can earn my freaking paycheck and just like do my thing. And I don't understand it. Like, what's going on with this world? Had I known that it was going to be like this, I wouldn't have devoted the hour discussion to like get signed on. I wouldn't have carved out the time for somebody to like, for 3 ladies to bid on my energy just to like keep me in limbo. Do you know how rude that is? You know, it's a like, how do I say it? It's a very good thing to have follow-up emails that are very customized, that show that you're listening and interested and engaged, even with a contract assignment. But that, because it's so telling on that avenue, it's also telling in the fact that it's super rude not to give any feedback or any update when you gave a ballpark range. It wasn't even a ballpark range. They said that they were going to have a decision this week, and I have nothing. Being 7:15 right now in the evening on a Friday, I have no response. Do you know what, like, what is that? I have so many emails of like all these job postings that I'm just flat out qualified for, and I've compromised my rate, and it's like there's nothing. There's nothing. I don't understand it. I'm like, I'm not asking for too much. I'm just asking, like, for just, like, common courtesy, respect, appreciation. That's freaking all. I can negotiate according to whatever, like, works out, and, like, still, like, I don't understand it. Yeah. Ace of Swords, right there. I'm a straight shooter. And it's like, I'm about to slay something for sure. There's no way that I would, like, I'm putting in so much effort, and it's still like, so Spirit, don't mean to complain. I'm just not understanding the curriculum here. Is this just like the tail end, like the tying up of loose ends to dish out karma where it needs to be dished out, and I'm not supposed to take it personal? I'm just supposed to pack up and move on, start someplace else, do whatever it takes without, like, compromising my morals, and just kind of clarifying with the world. Like, what, like, are we going through this Rolodex of opportunities that I'm just supposed to, like, be like a freaking chameleon? Like, I don't understand. When will I have, like, an official, like, real, I don't know. I'm skeptical of calling it. I feel very unappreciative of calling it, referencing it like a real opportunity, like these aren't. But these definitely are. Dude. Destiny and Nine of Wands muted. Wheel of Fortune and Nine of Wands muted or inverted. $109 is an angel number here, being that we have 10, Destiny, and 9 here. I guess the world is just telling me that I'm not supposed to be doing those things, not even in the interim. That nobody's going to give me the opportunity. Like, for real. When it comes to, like, office jobs. When it comes to being an admin. Or a coordinator. Or whatever. Like, even working at that level, the higher ups told me that, like, I definitely should be aiming for something better and more. But it's like, nobody will even give me the opportunity to just, like, get my fucking foot in the door. Like, for real. And so I guess I'm not supposed to be doing those things. Just drop it. Just drop the whole idea of it. So what am I supposed to do with this job, Spirit? With the current job that actually earns a paycheck. Doesn't pay all of the bills. But what am I supposed to do with this current employer? Just tell me. If you can. If it's within the rules. If I'm allowed to know. Please. Okay. Page of Cups in reverse. And then the Hanged Man inverted. So, on a macrocosmic level, it says that I awaken others. Like, I offer a huge enlightenment to those who, on a regular, don't really have any love for the world. That just don't bring the vibe. They're just not happy on a norm. I also teach people on how to love themselves or their environment, just to bring that vibe in general for themselves and others. But primarily, microcosmically speaking, it says, look at yourself objectively, Tina. Like, 'cause sometimes you can be very biased and very harsh on yourself when you're really looking at yourself. So, let's step outside of the shoes, because you know how you judge yourself when you're in your shoes. It's like looking in front of the mirror in like this threefold mirror, and you're like looking at yourself and you're like, I look fat, or this and that, or whatever. It's very critical. So let's look up at ourselves objectively, stepping outside of our shoes, so we could be more fair, okay, with, how are you going to care for yourself? Okay, how are you going to bring back the vibe of love? The just like happy again with where you're at. If you're not, it's not like to say that I'm unhappy in general with what's going on, like with my placement. It's more like I have to really think about things and not let stuff slide when it comes to those things. So being that I'm getting paid less now than I did at the warehouse, and understanding how hookers at a discount are priced higher than, valued higher than the trespassing that went on, even if it was just singular within that realm. That's still like carrying that understanding that every single day that I'm still saying that it's okay, even if that person is like avoiding me, that it's still a deduction from me. You know what I mean? And I forgot to mention that I got a couple of psychic attacks from other females there that are also very insecure, like energy, like you're trying to like take from me. And one of them is younger, which is crazy. She's very insecure. It's crazy. So I'm not even going to talk about the background relationships that are happening or whatever at work, because I already saw it within the first week. Week and a half, I'll be fair, okay? But, like, I don't know, man. What do you want to say, Spirit? Okay. So you're basically telling me, from what I'm deducting here, You understand the patterns of how larger entities work, or even the hierarchy. So, it would be a frickin' miracle for them to honor you with your worth. Even through incremental gestures. You know what's up. You know how things are going to play out. You don't want to say it because you don't want to be part of that manifestation of things like, not directly working in your favor. So you're not going to say anything. But in the meantime, you can't be as invested in those that are going to undermine your worth. You can't, you're just going to have to keep moving on. Things need to be corrected. You can't let that shit slide. That's what Spirit's saying. So whether you have, they're saying that I have to work on correcting things myself. And it would be nice. It would be nice if they corrected it as well. Okay? Not so passively, but actually corrected it. Being that my pay can't raise anytime soon, given the structure of things. Even still, it can't. This stuff can't be done passively. That was the way that was corrected was okay, I see the effort, but according to my worth, that's peanuts. According to what, no. I wouldn't want that shit being done to my daughter, my niece, or whatever. So, anything else you want to say, Spirit? High Priestess in reverse. I have underground knowledge. I know. I'll keep my mouth shut to see how things play out. I will keep my mouth shut. But I know. I just know. That's justice right there. We have 2 totems. Yeah, Magician. Following up on that. This can speak of many things. But, those are 2 portals right there. That's not just the void, but also cosmically speaking. So, and in some, that's really the Empress energy going balls out for sure. See the 3. This is not the nicey nice version of the Empress. This is rolling up her sleeves and doing it the way she would do it. Not how the Emperor would do it, but how she would do it. Which is that's crazy. I've never seen something like that before. Okay, so we have Dark Night of the Soul and the Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is deep. This is going deep. For sure. Okay. So, Spirit has, I don't think there's anything else to say with regards to that. Yeah, the Tower in reverse again. 3-fold. Tower in reverse. There's some cleanup. There's a purging to do. Page of Wands in reverse. Yep, tying up of loose ends. You can't start something new unless you actually, wrap up the other stuff. Do cleanup. Yeah, this is cleanup massive, cleanup intimately. So this is, upper level, reaching down to the lower level. Bottom, or top of the deck is 8 of Pentacles. Really working at it. This is how you achieve mastery. Like the Ascended Masters. Ascended, yeah. The Devil in reverse. Yeah, talking about Ascended Masters and all. You could be a master at your own craft, but you could really work within, dark motives. So, there's that. Okay. Now it's time to go with the gosh, what a crazy 2-hour reading. I don't know if I'm going to put this in archive or what for now, but what have we got here? Kind of a handful, huh? Oh, IRL in real life. Oh, so this was on my lap. It was on the very edge, and then it fell into my lap, but then RL was on the board, so it was like real life, but not to forget about I, like me in real life. Freaking crazy. FRAOZOEQIKBTREIUNESGSWJN. So we have W and J together. That directly points me to Wall Street Journal. There's also break or breaks. Like these are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up. Break down. So crazy. Okay. That's the breaks. That's the breaks. These are the breaks. I think that's by Curtis Blow or something. I think so. I don't know. Okay, let's look at names here. Frank. Franz. Skater. Aaron. Both spellings of it. Ian. Sean. Cat. Nate. Siren. Serena. Irene. Leia. Lena. Alina. Or Aline. Alright. Allie. Lori. Tina. Trina. Olson. Ben. Brian. Benny. Barney. Rob. Ron. Arnie. Ken. Karen. Coy. Kiss. Toki. Winter. Wilton. Warren. Benji. Jerry. Carrie. Katie. Corey. Lori. Lassie. Ari. Rui. Nessa, like Vanessa. Loki. Stalin. Zorro. Photo, like in Spanish, F-O-T-O. So it's something about a snapshot. We have telekinesis here. T-E-L-E-K-E-N-I-S. Kinesis. Oh my gosh, we have telekinesis here. What the frick? That's crazy. How many letters? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11? Is that right? Hold on, I gotta look. Yeah. It's telekinesis. Borat. That's crazy. So, I'm going to pull one more card here, because... Oh, maybe I have that power. No, I do. I know I have that power. So... Empress in reverse. Holy smokes. Let me pull one more card. Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah. They're saying, like, pick up your wands. You know, you're the frickin' Empress. Like, what you say goes. So, alright. So, there's an opportunity coming up. I don't know if it's by this employer or by another, but it's in addition to what I can create on my own. It's an opportunity where not only will I be well respected and in high standing, but I'm going to earn fat paychecks. Like, this bullshit is no more. I'm going to be dealing with another form of bullshit, which is, like, within my expertise, especially with telekinesis here. Like, fuck, come on. So, I just have to open that door so that so much more can come of it. Okay. Warrant. No, there's only one A here. Qi, like Qigong. It's Q-I. It could also be, alright, I could also have Kuan Yin here. But I just have Kuan. No, right in the middle. So 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's Qi. Oh my gosh, for real. I was told to do that. Ultimate balance. I'm here to bring freaking balance. I love it. Okay, let's move forward. Excuse me. That's kawaii. Okay. So don't get upset too much. Like, these certain, companies, these people are going to do what, they're going to make their own decisions. So you're not going to micromanage anybody's decisions. You're just going to give them information so they can make well-informed decisions. So they can say, like, I never knew. I didn't know. I didn't realize. No. So you leave it up to them. You do your own thing as well. You cover yourself because you can. That's what they're saying. All right. Let's see here. What else do we have here? Ezra. For real. Okay. I have furrow, like furrowing the brows. No. But, so there are people who are still skeptical, but let them be skeptical, because they'll get over that soon, for sure. I have JA for, in Spanish, they laugh, they go, ha ha, but it's with a JA. That's what I'm seeing here. Somebody's initials could be AJ, or TJ, or JT, or even LJ. Somebody could be from New Jersey. JR, RJ. Something about the J. Okay. Oh, I'm hearing that's a joint, that's a jam. Turn it up, play it again. That's the joint. That's a jam. Okay. Okay, what else here? I also have bronze. Okay. Bronze is probably something that we should work with too, as far as an alloy. Has different properties, even the color itself. So that's very much more like Earth's, like soul star chakra, like the Earth. It's beneath us, beneath the root chakra. Very base level. Grow, yeah. Ezra, we share it with R there. Grow. We have also join for telekinesis. Okay. So we have two R's, FUOIB left. Okay. We also have Naruto here. Burrow. Four. Oh, connect four. Our crew is here for sure. Okay, so that means that we have what left here? RIB. Oh, like creation, Adam and Eve, pulling the rib out, and so it's creation through our own being. There's more to it than that, though. Four rib. Let me see here. For real, Rib? What? Yeah, it's for saying like for real. Let me just double check here. Bit.